Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
We met at Antenna a couple of weeks back as part of a bunch of guys coming down from Horizon, and you told me some amazing things that you're working on. Tell people your role in the Horizon project.
So my official title is Transitional Fellow in Computer Science.
That's epic.
Which basically means I'm a new lecturer, so I'm a part-time lecturer, but I also spend a lot of time doing research and making new things. Okay. So my particular research interests are, well, historically have been into pervasive games and kind of new location-based experiences. So working with creative partners to make new experiences that get people out on the streets.
Right.
So moving around a real city, but also interacting with digital media and location-based content as they do.
Right. Okay. So you're sort of talking along the lines of devices that have GPSs, sort of GPS-enabled kind of things. We were talking about a project. I don't know if we can talk about it, so I'll sort of prompt you about it. Which was to do with marathons.
Yeah.
Explain that a little bit, because I think like if people start to understand what Horizon are actually trying to make, a focus will switch onto Horizon straight away. Yeah.
One of the things we're interested in is getting these technologies out in the wild, getting people to use them, and I think this is one of the big strengths of Horizon. This is why I mentioned getting stuff out into the real world, is getting technologies into the hands of the public to be able to use.
Sure.
So one of the things I'm interested in at the moment is a new form of broadcasting where members of the public can get involved, kind of crowdsourcing members of the public essentially to help make a broadcast of a particular event. So one of the things we're looking at at the moment is the marathon, because you've got a whole bunch of people lining the sides of the roads. At the moment, they've all got their iPhones out anyway.
Doing this.
They're all kind of like taking a little video clip, and it'll end up on YouTube. But how can we harness all of that power of people kind of actually being camera people themselves? How can we harness that and make some kind of new, interesting kind of broadcast with 1,000 camera people all taking video of the same thing at the same time?
Right, and I guess you can add all sorts of kinds of analytical data to that. You can also add voting in real time, sort of the social cloud.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of extra information that you can get out of the video. So if you're doing it on your iPhone might have GPS accelerometers to kind of measure the forces that are being applied on it. So we can say this runner's running in the marathon's running particularly fast, or we know exactly where he is, and he's somebody who's interesting to me to look at, and so we can give some extra information about what's an interesting video for me to watch right now because my dad's in it or something.
And I presume you could take that technology and change it up again into a different mode. You could have it anonymously collecting data if people are worried about privacy about people with GPS. You could collect data, for instance, between two junctions on a motorway and say between this time, on average, on this day, normally the traffic runs pretty well. Collecting all of these little sensors, effectively people become sensors.
Yeah. I mean, some of that stuff's happening already. I mean, companies like TomTom are already introducing that kind of crowdsourcing data and kind of reporting it back, so everybody gets a kind of a better navigation experience.
Sure.
I mean, that's a terrible phrase.
It is really.
But yeah, it's this idea of kind of harvesting data that is kind of, people are doing this stuff anyway, so how can we make use of it to kind of better us all?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So also from that sort of angle, how would you apply something like that to a green project? Is there a project in your mind that you think that you constantly keep coming back to and think, by the time this project, the 4 or 5 years is up on the Horizon project, what would you like to have built and see? Would you like it something open source or?
I mean, I think open source is interesting because it's equivalent to a green project essentially. It's something really beneficial. And going back to this kind of broadcasting stuff, what I want to make is some kind of service where if I want to make some kind of web broadcast, I can just go and set it up, and I can get the people I'm with, they can join it, and we can all kind of make a broadcast together and send it out and have people look at it.
I think that'd be awesome. I mean, take for instance when the plane went down in the river in New York, and the guy was on the hand with TwitPic. It's the same sort of crowdsourcing all those bits of media. Well, I'm totally excited about what you do, and I just know that the ARC is going to benefit from being part of that project. So thanks for coming today.
Great,
thanks.